Здравейте от Щатите.
Здравейте от другата страна на океана. Ние сме тук в офиса на Specialty в Алфарета и искаме да ви поздравиме с едно здравейте на всички. Много така се вълнуваме от това, което се случва около нас, което е, че сме вече едно тяло, една компания, където ще можем да работиме заедно с всичките тия хора около нас, с които след малко ще видите. Както често казвам, в една лодка сме и трябва да гребеме в една посока. Тогава само ще развиваме скоростта, която искаме. Така че добре дошли в Specialty, глобалната компания вече.
Да, и това е възможно заради упорития труд на всички, заради високото качество, което успяваме да доставим от България, от което тук всички са възхитени и можем така да застанем стабилно на международния пазар. Така че аплодисменти за всички и най-вече за хората, които ежедневно работят на най-трудното място.
Благодариме ви.
Да.
There's a big welcome. Our family in Gabrovo has always been here for the family in Alpharetta and around the U.S., but we want to welcome them to all under the same tent and let them know that we're really dedicated to their success. And Peter and Steve have always established the mantra of helping people one table at a time, helping people grow, and that I assure you is in the plans to continue. So those are the things that we're here to celebrate today, and we want to start off with Peter was planning on sitting here with Steve, but we'll have to
next time.
We'll do it next time. But Peter, we miss you. But so Steve's going to tell the story of how in the world did we end up in Bulgaria.
It was interesting then. That was about 10 years ago, I think, and we were making most of our product in Kiev, in Ukraine, with Sergey, and we had a pretty good run going, but one guy pulled me aside and said, you didn't hear this from me, and you're not to repeat it, but there's some revolution coming down here, and you'd be smart to have a backup. So I went home and started thinking about that, and I'm like, well, we better find a backup. And so I went online to our church, and we were having a mission festival at Johnson's Ferry Baptist when I was going there, and they had like 60 missionaries from all over the world, come and put up little booths, and you go talk to them. And so I took a giant stack of business cards, and I figured I'll just go walk the whole crowd and just, hey, any good dudes that want to start a business in your parish or in your, in your community? Week later, zero. I mean, nada. And I thought, all right, well, I'll send out an email to all these guys. So I sent out an email to every one of them, bulk email. And again, zero. And I just thought, well, God, okay, that door's closed. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I mean, just ride it out in Ukraine or what? And so a couple days later, I get a call, and it's an incoming video call. So I thought, well, okay, I'll just, what the heck, took it. And he's like, hey, do you know Peter in Bulgaria? I'm like, where the hell's Bulgaria? And so I Google it, pull it up, and there it is. It's just around the horn from Ukraine, so just down the Black Sea a bit. I thought, well, that's convenient, but I know nothing about it. It turned out that it was the newest entrant into the European Union, and and currently it has the most favorable labor rates, steel prices, and they actually call it the new China now. Companies are rushing over there. So I booked a ticket. I called this Peter guy, we had a little conversation, I said I'll be there in a week, booked a ticket and flew out there and just met with him, and he and I connected like brothers. He's a believer, we think the same, he runs business the same, I mean, we have the same, just the shared values. We spent a whole week together, and we had a really good time. We had really no money to start it, didn't have like a bunch of startup capital, and we didn't have anywhere to go, and we didn't know what we were going to do, and so I literally went over there for a couple times. We looked at space to operate, and nothing really came through. And yeah, we were renting for a while, but we've outgrown that space, the space we were in, so we went and bought another building. Peter and I actually bought another building, and they're up to about 150,000 square feet of manufacturing space over there, and we have all the lasers and the fancy equipment that we need to make just about anything now. So the dream, one company, one mission, where that really grew out of was we had the one vision kind of idea, one company. And like he said, it's very difficult to get two companies together. But we kept cranking it. We kept the message that we want to be a world-class manufacturing facility, and Peter pulled it off. And then, once he pulled it off, we're ready to go to the next level here, is how do we grow rapidly, without spinning the wheels off the bus? And combining makes that possible, right? When we have complete control over the factory now, rather than treating them like a vendor, Peter and I have control over both sides, and think of how that will benefit us. We can inventory stuff over there, we can bring over gray goods products, different types of raw materials. The possibilities are endless, and our costs improve substantially. That's what that's worth. Where's the company really? Where's our heart and our soul? It's on the other side of the wall. It's on the manufacturing side. It's the guys who make the stuff that we sell. And so I said, let's combine it, let's share resources, let's open our European distribution, enhance our US distribution, and become one company, and we manufacture in Europe and we distribute out of Sofia and Atlanta. That creates a level of security for us that we didn't have. Combining the companies also allowed us to attract some growth capital, something that was critical. We're building something that it's finally getting set up to explode. It took a long time to get to this spot. But here we are at the bottom of what I would call this economic cycle, and we've already fixed the problem. We get to the top, we're at the bottom of our peak, we're even, we're not 30-40% off. We take out a big chunk of investment capital to support rapid growth, and here we are among an industry, we're developing new products, launching new advertising campaigns, we're growing, man. When we got our investment money now we're all down here. Now we got nothing but open runway and the cash to do it. So you're gonna see a lot different type of projects coming through here, different types of customers. It's gonna be a heck of a lot of fun. But I gotta say, this is the realization of the vision. We needed to get this big. We needed to get the cash in the bank to do it. And we needed to get the factory up under us so that we can compete in a market that margins are shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. So we combine and we pool our efforts, get our margins nice and healthy again. And we go into this downturn, launching new products with a bunch of cash, another team on the other side of the pond, and a new set of leaders that can take this beyond my vision. I'm gonna pass the mantle a little bit to our management team. And Dale's gonna explain how that's gonna work.
I've told Steve for years that finding Peter as a partner and what he was able to do over the years is much more than extreme good luck. There has to be more to, something more is at play there because of the way this thing just worked. And not only did Steve find Peter, he found Ellie at the same time. So about just before they hooked up, Peter and Ellie were in Chicago in the US, and Ellie has a degree in English. She was finishing they stayed there 2 years when their children, Valentine and Laura, were young. And she has I believe it's a master's degree in English. So she is teaching our staff over in Bulgaria English, along with a lot of other people. She's also developing the marketing team along with Ian for Europe. So we'll be selling product in Europe, and she does she'll be doing the sales and marketing. So I just wanted to not leave Ellie out because she's a really important part of that package that we were very fortunate in Steve meeting up with. So to that end, I will be retiring from specialties employment December 31st this year. But I will. I'm going to be part of, fortunately, an advisory board. So the management team is fully behind this new structure, and we've been spending a lot of time on that this past year. And you'll see there that this org chart has first names on it only. And that's because we're family. And in family, you call each other first names. We're not big on titles and what those things mean, but be assured that Brandon is still President of U.S. Operations, Dimitri's still CFO, Steve's still our company leader, Peter is still EU President and Operations Manager in Europe and still running that operation. But with our plan that we have for the next 5 years, they've all sat around the table and committed to each other and to Ian as the face of and leader of the new company. Here's where I can best serve this company. I wanted to hang around and finalize this one company roll-up. I've been kind of the guy that's standing behind everybody with a cattle prod, trying to move that thing along because I wanted to see that done. Because I think it's so important to the future of everybody here and everyone in Gabrovo. So I wanted to do that, and I also wanted to be part of solidifying a plan with the new management structure for a 5-year plan, and that I could see that was going to be a wow plan. It's going to be successful and not only have the management in place, but also the financing they need and the support they need to grow. Steve and Peter, I've spent countless hours the last couple of years with attorneys and accountants trying to get this done, and it's a big celebration. It's one of the things I wanted to see get done in my tenure here, and I'm just pleased to say that yesterday was kind of the culmination of those efforts. So
Yeah, couldn't be done without it. Wouldn't have happened, yeah. Wouldn't have happened without him, that's for sure, no doubt.
Jedna компания, jedna misja.